Hello everyone, and now welcome to Game 2 taking place here on Amazonia between Foggy, spawning as the blue night elf on the top right hand side of the map. Meanwhile, we have Juan spawning as the yellow undead on the bottom left. Night elf versus undead in this 1v1 matchup. And I'm really interested to see what Juan is going to do against Foggy's particular style. Now, in Game 1, we saw the Warden alongside Dryads and Archers being used very effectively in addition to the Panda and Bears. That was just the right unit combinations and the unit mixture to really take down Juan, as Juan had gone for Crypt Fiends and Destroyers. The use of Breath of Fire in a combination with Fan of Knives was extremely effective even against the Abominations, simply because of that mass AoE. Once all the Crypt Fiends were down from level 3 Breath of Fire, level 3 Fan of Knives, AoE spam, we saw that the Dryads were simply uncountered, and because they were uncountered, they were able to take down those Destroyers with relative ease. We are now moving into Game 2 with Foggy opening up once more with the Warden. I am assuming that we will be seeing a Death Knight here in just a moment, but we did get the Crypt down a little bit faster to get more ghouls. This Altar of Darkness is significantly delayed, and I'm looking and I don't see a graveyard. I am, at this point, confused as to why Juan actually delayed this. The Wisp did come in, take a look, as we are going to see a fair number of ghouls. Now, the Death Knight is not going to be able to do any serious creeping whatsoever, as Foggy now looking to just creep out this 5-3-3 creep camp with with Archers, Ancient of War, and an eventual Warden. You can see that that Archer is getting in a lot of damage across all those units. The Warden or the Archer has to be very careful there, and is it going to get the final hit off on that one unit? Yes, it is now just wandering around in circles as the Archmage or the Renegade Wizard looks like it will get taken down. Warden did not get the experience? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? The Death Knight was not out. The Warden did not get that experience. And that was a huge single shot hit from that Acolyte. Without that additional experience, I do not think the Warden will get to level 2, clearing out this creep camp. And by not getting to level 2, he will be, or maybe he will get to level 2, but it's going to be extremely close. Meanwhile, coming back down over here, the Acolyte was taken down. That's where the experience went. Alright, so if it wasn't for the Acolyte giving some experience as well, then this Warden would not be at level 2. Wisp now doing a little bit of scouting here. Death Knight is out, and the Death Knight is scouting by his lonesome self, but does have an army of ghouls, so I guess it isn't by his lonesome self. He is utterly hero-less, as we are seeing a lot of ghouls come out in this engagement. Alright, where are these ghouls going? That is the question I want to ask, as the ghoul army is now just pushing forward and attempting to surround this Warden. The Warden, however, just completely unfazed by the fact, oh, there's a beautiful death coil, as the Death Knight just got to level 2, and that was a huge boost for the Undead army. In the previous game, Juan was not able to get his Death Knight to level 2 for quite some time and lost a fair number of ghouls early on, and just lost a lot of positioning. Things are looking very good for Foggy right now, Juan right now, as Foggy is getting pressured. Are we perhaps going to see a couple Moonwells taken down? We are going to in fact see that the Warden is looking to pick up Boots of Speed and now make her way off to the north, as the Moonwells are taking a serious amount of damage. Moonwell already down to 200 some odd hit points, 100 some odd hit points, and now the Warden is making its way over. There's a Fan of Knives. The Ghoul is able to finish it off here, as one Moonwell gets taken down in a second. A second Ghoul gets death coiled and saved, as the Warden gets off a Fan of Knives. Another Archer has been taken down, as this is a huge play. Is the Warden going to be able to scroll a Town Portal out? Yes, she does. Doesn't wait for it. just simply scrolls the town portal out and now needs to fight back. This is not going to be a good fight for Foggy. Foggy now going to lose one of his 2 Ancients of War. However, one ghoul gets taken down. A second ghoul could get taken down. One more shot could do it. Meanwhile, the Death Knight now is still making its way over as the ghoul was taken down over here. The Death Knight now looking to take down even more buildings. There was actually 3 Ancients of War coming in from Foggy. That is a huge surprise for me, as we don't normally see that. We are still at Tree of Life. Foggy is still in a bit of trouble, though. What is going to be happening here? As the Warden is still wandering in and out to try and stop all of this harassment. Here we go. Ancient of War. Skeletal Minion now taken down. Ancient of War going to come in for a quick surround. Has not been able to do so yet. We can see more attacks now coming in. And another ghoul. Looks like it will get taken down to some low hit point number. There it goes. And the Warden is still fighting this battle very effectively with only one hero and an Ancient of War. It looks as though a second Ancient of War is not training up any archers. That is a surprise. And it looks as though the Death Knight should be able to come out on top. But what is this? Foggy now brings up a Goblin Shredder, which should in fact destroy many of these ghouls. The Goblin Shredder now hiding in the backfield. An archer. Oh, are we going to see perhaps get a reveal here? There is a hidden archer right there, but it is not going to get taken down here as the ghouls. Oh, wait for the reveal. Wait for the reveal. There it is, and the Warden able to push her way out. Very low hit point ghoul, or sorry, very low hit point archer now gonna get taken down. There it goes, but I'm not quite sure by who. That Goblin Shredder looks like it could have been the one to deal the killing blow, as we are now looking at a Warden trying to finish off and chase a bit of a marathon against that ghoul there. Warden still now looking to come back in. Death Knight now sitting at level 3. Level 2 Death Coil is enough to heal up a ghoul nearly 100%. Or no, sorry, Death Coil is always able to heal up a ghoul 100%, as the Warden gets off a level 2 Fan of Knives to take down a couple more units here. It looks as though that one ghoul is now down. You can see that there is some ghouls now still being left behind. What's going to be happening here? This one low hit point ghoul needs to be careful. There's the Death Coil. As the Warden still continuing to chase back one of these lower hit point ghouls as it tries and returns home. Will it be successful? No, it will not. Ghouls now regrouping together as the Warden now deciding to give chase. This one man, one woman wrecking crew looking to destroy the entire undead army, as we are now attacking the Halls of the Dead. Alright, Halls of the Dead. You can also see a graveyard now coming in as well. What is this follow-up play going to be? Death Knight now trying to make its way off to the north. It looks as though the Warden is still running laps and circles around this Death Knight. And that is simply because it does have Boots of Speed, even though it doesn't have Unholy Aura. Death Knight now finally being brought over. Let's see, what will we be seeing next? You can see double Ancients of War with... double Ancients of War with a single Ancient of Wonders. Death Knight looking to take the calm in before the storm, getting his Death Knight closer and closer to level 4, but still quite a ways away. Warden looking to come back strong, does have Clarity Potions and another Moonstone, just in case it wants to get a bit more moon juice into those moon wells. Warden gets off a Fan of Knives very quickly and is now simply just wandering around. Is this Warden going to be able to deal the necessary damage? There's a Clarity Potion again, as the ghouls look to perhaps stop and disrupt all of that mana healing, as that disruption would cost the undead a lot of hit points across the board. Alright, Fan of Knives. There is another Fan of Knives. It looks as though the Warden is not going to be able to get near this one ghoul who was down to 11 hit points and is now being forced to back away. Alright, the Warden now looking to make a big bit of a break here. The Wisp now getting blocking off of that ghoul, and some beautiful Wisp blocking coming in from Forgy here. As we're now taking a look at a Death Knight army trying to roll in. The Death Knight army looking to push. Is it gonna be strong enough? There you go. It is now trying to take down some Moonwells. Moonwells are relatively low on hit points, only in the 600 range, and with so many ghouls and a lot of surface, they can get surrounded rather quickly. Archers now jumping up into the Zeppelin in order to stay alive. is this one particular Warden going to be able to do anything, as we also see a Naga Sea Witch. Naga Sea Witch is going to be extremely effective in this engagement, able to just shoot its arrows and now perhaps try and take down a Goblin Zeppelin. Still looking to see where that Lich is. I don't see the Lich, and that is because there is no Lich. Alright, Death Knight and Naga Sea Witch continuing to fight out here. Archers now looking to back off. Juan still sitting at level 3, level 1, respectively. Meanwhile, Warden sitting at 3-0. No hero levels on his second hero just quite yet. With this, I believe Juan is going to take the game. There's the Goblin Shredder being picked up. It could be dropped down once again in just a moment. What is going to be happening here as the Death Knight now looking to push through once more. Archers are now looking to push in. There's a Fan of Knives. And I believe this will be a very, very good chase here. The Warden in a bit of trouble, down to, 150 hit points about, but does need just a little bit more experience to try and get to level 4.
A player's forces are under attack.
Warden now doing loops and back around once again. You can see that the Archers, Goblin Shredder, and Crypt Fiend is still off over here. Meanwhile, Naga Sea Witch is going to be coming in. And what is the point of the Naga Sea Witch right now? The Naga Sea Witch is there to be a tier 2 hero that places a lot of pressure on the Night Elf. However, I haven't seen that much pressure on Foggy, and Foggy has been able to play his game pretty much straight up. Naga Sea Witch now slithering her way over to the top right, and give me one moment. Alright, my apologies. Let's go ahead and come back into the game here. Taking a look, Naga Sea Witch from Juan is still sitting at level 1, needs to put down a lot of pressure. Meanwhile, the Death Knight following up still at level 3. Taking a look at what's going on inside Foggy's base. Foggy is now trying to take the tree, or add Tree of Ages, getting Nature's Blessing, and will need a lot of trees to fend off this attack here. Naga Sea Witch already sitting at Naga Sea Witch still sitting at level 1, not wasting its mana trying to take down all of this creep camp here, and it looks like those skeletal minions will be bringing up the rear. Ghouls should be able to finish this off, and once this attack is done, or once this is done being cleared out, the Naga Sea Witch may try to put down a bit of pressure. Let's see what the follow-up play will be here in just a second, as there is a Scroll of Healing. Warden still sitting at level 3, needs to get to level 4, does have a Goblin Zeppelin, but doesn't have that many units back at home. Ancients of Lore are not completed, and there's a quick Fan of Knives, a whole bunch of damage already taken early, as the Moonwell nearly gets taken down just as it gets back up. Alright, we see 2 Ancients of War and 2 Ancients of Lore inside here, and the Tree of Ages may just try to uproot itself in order to start fighting back. You can see that that Ancient of War already down to 770 hit points here. It does do a little bit more damage, 45 to 55. This is home field advantage for you when the buildings start fighting back and dealing a lot of damage, taking down these units. Warden sitting at level 4. Is it going to be able to finish off the next fight here, as we now see a lot of damage from these Crypt Fiends just poking away from far away. Oh, a beautiful Wisp pickup. Foggy able to keep alive a Wisp by picking it up, but I don't think it's going to be enough. So far, Foggy is still continuing this pressure here, but the Death Knight has been playing so well here as the Ancients of War, and now the Ancients of Lore need to fight back. Alright, you can see some Crypt Fiends are battling back out. The Archers are trying to fight around this army here. Warden with another Fan of Knives, but still has not finished off all these units, as another Scroll of Healing has come down, and the Obsidian Statue keeping alive all of these units here. Alright, Ancient of War does fall. 1 Ancient of War down, 1 to go. A second or third, fourth Fan of Knives goes off. I do believe all the Moonwells are pretty much now out of juice. And what is that follow-up play going to be here? The Dryads are going to fall. This is not a good fight at all. And now we see only Crypt Fiends pretty much left. 1 Ghoul is left behind. Is the Dryad going to get off the shot there? It looks as though, yes, it will be able to finish off the Ghoul. But because Juan is not going into Destroyers, the Crypt Fiends are actually just absolutely dominating this Dryad Archer army. Very good combination of units, and the fact that Foggy has not gone into Bears yet, based on this timing, is a huge, huge sign. Juan went for the classic tier 2 push now, and I'll say classic just because Ted has been using it for so long. That tier 2 push was extremely effective at slowing down Foggy's tech, and now Foggy, still only at Tree of Ages, will not have the necessary units to deal with these Crypt Fiends. The Crypt Fiends, alongside one Obsidian statue, has been able to keep alive as we finally see a Naga Sea Witch get to level 2. Death Knight now sitting at level 4 as we see another Fan of Knives come in. The Warden wants some blood and does get some already. Warden still sitting at level 4.5 though. Is it going to be enough? The Warden now being forced to back off. Cold Arrows now coming in. Death Knight now bringing up the rear again. Only a solo hero for the Night Elf side still, as the Death Knight still continuing this engagement down here. Level 5, level 4. Warden trying to one-woman army her way through all of these Crypt Fiends. Another unit gets taken down, as we are going to be seeing there is a sentry ward back there keeping track of what's going on inside. Ancient of Lores is training up the Adept training and trying to get Druid of the Bears, trying to get the Tree of Eternity. If Foggy can get 2 to 3 bears, that may be enough, and Juan, with not that many destroyers, or with no destroyers, will not be able to handle the bears. So far, we are seeing more Obsidian statues being added, though. We should get destroyer form in just a moment. After all of those Obsidian statues essentially run out of mana, you can see that this Obsidian statue, priming to become a destroyer already, can absorb mana from another Obsidian statue and then take to the skies. Those bears will fall, and as long as the Crypt Fiends can handle the Dryads, which the numbers do show, Juan will even up the series. 50 over 50 supply. You can see that Destroyer form is now being added. Another Ziggurat in order to break supply. The Death Knight army will be into low upkeep in just a moment, as we are now getting to level 3 on the Naga Sea Witch. That is potentially game-changing. All right, what is going on here? Why did Juan say OMG? I'm not quite sure. Apparently there could have been some sort of lag during that time there where that person was still there. Okay, Warden, currently Potion of Invisibility, high opacity on that skin. There it is. There's the Shadow Strike, Fan of Knives, and the Crypt Fiend gets taken down from that Shadow Strike there, but that was a lot of mana to burn through right there. Currently, the Druids of the Claw, are they going to be in Mastery form? Yes, they are. They will be. No, they are still in Adept. They are not in Mastery form just quite yet. Just now getting started. There's going to be a small window of opportunity where those bears are just in a very, very bad way. And now we see illusions in this fight as well. Oh, this could be a bad, bad day here. Ancient of War could get focused down rather quickly as it is trying to get built. No, it is not going to get focused down. Not quite sure why at all, as we now see all the units are back off over here. And we are going to see an engagement now. The Druids of the Claw doing a little bit of engaging there. There is some absorbing of damage. The Wands of Illusion actually absorbing a lot more damage there. There's a Death Coil. I don't know. That Lich seemed full on life already. Not quite sure what happened there, as we now see an anti-magic potion on the Warden. Warden is not in any real danger. Druids of the Claw not in bear form. Finally gets one in bear form, but that will be too little too late, as the Destroyers are now there to counter as well. All right, that poor bear will get taken down. It looks like this Warden will get taken down. Solo Warden not high enough, and this tier 2 push by Juan simply too strong, and I believe the GG will be coming in momentarily. We can still see that the Warden is still backing away here. Ancient of War still trying to fight back. One Ancient of War down. Goblin Shredder now engaging in this fight as well. What will be happening? The Crypt Fiend still battling it out. Another Ancient of War gets taken down, and I believe the GG will be coming in momentarily. Foggy with no real way of fighting it back, as Juan is able to tie up the series at 1 game apiece. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed Game 2 in this series. Please stay tuned for Game 3.